Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I placed an order about a week or so ago on the Honest Beauty website because they did a total revamp of their packaging and they did a really good job. It is so cute. They did sort of like the all white packaging with a burst or two of color on each item, and they just did a great job. And of course their marketing completely got me, and I was like, well, I've always wanted to try their eyeshadows out. I never had a chance to try out their eyeshadow trios they used to have, which people would rave about. So when I saw that they were releasing an eyeshadow palette, I knew that I wanted to get my hands on it, and so I did. This is the Get It Together eyeshadow palette by Honest Beauty. There are 10 shadows in here. 5 are mattes, 5 are sort of glitter or shimmers. It retails for $19.99 on their website, and I am very excited to get into this first impression / review. So really all I've done is open up the package and swatch them, and I already have a few impressions of each shadow, but I think we're going to do a couple of looks because one thing that's fun that actually comes in the box with this eyeshadow palette is this little card that tells you step-by-step ideas of how to use the palette. So I thought we would pick 1 or 2 of these and try that out today, just so we get to try the shadows out on our actual lids. But I have swatched them already, so I'm just going to show you guys the swatches of each color first. On the back of the palette they actually have all the names. One thing that I appreciate is they did not skimp on the packaging, so it is sort of like a paper material, but you have a full mirror, which is really useful. It's a big mirror. In fact, that's probably what I'll use today to do my makeup because it's actually very functional. So I can already tell this is going to be something that traveling, this would be great to have, to be able to throw in your bag. It's really lightweight because of the paper. Well, I guess not really lightweight, but for 10 shadows and this size palette, it's pretty lightweight. There is a black color, which I'm very excited about because very few palettes have a true black, and this is one of them. So let's just jump into the swatches so I can at least show you guys what the colors are. So the first one is soft bronze, and this is going to be a great like crease color, contour color. It's a cool toned brown. One thing I've noticed overall is that the glitters do have a bit more pigment than the matte colors in this palette. The second color is iced cotton, and this is a beautiful pink shell color. It swatches really nicely and it has a really pretty pearlescent hue to it that I really enjoy. The third color is a matte color called Matte Plum. So just like the name, it's sort of a mauve-y plum color. This again is going to be a very pretty neutral look that you can go to. This is a good crease color. It does have a slight pinky brown hue to it, but it is one of the more neutral colors in this palette. The fourth color is definitely a show-stopping color. This is Strobe Champagne. It is a thick, glittery, gilded color. It's almost an orangey or a burnt gold color, if that makes any sense. I don't know if that's a real color or not, but it's really beautiful. The payoff is pretty incredible and I really like it. I think it's such a fun thing to have in this palette. It does, however, have the most fallout out of anything, which is sort of to be expected with this strobe sort of color. The fifth color is Gilded Mauve. Again, another mauve color, but slightly more purple. It's definitely a deep mauve. It's not a light mauve like the matte plum. This is something that would be great in the outer corner, definitely for a more dramatic look. The sixth color is Sunlit Copper, and this is like the first color that we actually swatched, the soft bronze look, but it's again deeper and it actually has some sparkle to it, so this would be great for a smoky eye look. The seventh color is Burnt Mocha. It's a matte color, just like it sounds. It's a burnt brown color. It's somewhere in between on the spectrum of brown towards black, so it's a little bit softer than a true black, but it does have that ability to give you lots of definition. The eighth color is Chromed Petal. This actually reminds me of a color which I'm blanking on the name, but it's from 100% Pure, one of their holiday palettes a while ago. Almost a blackened cherry look. It's a deep brown with rose or red undertones to it, and the sparkle in it is red, so you get a very pretty purpley black hue. The ninth color is a highlight shade. It is matte and it's Vanilla Velvet. It's almost transparent when you apply it to your skin. It just adds a soft, subtle highlight. This is a great shade for inner corners and under the brow bone. And then another slightly messy color is the last one, or the 10th shadow, Magnetic Ink, and that is the black shadow. I have not seen a natural eyeshadow palette that has a deep black like this before, so I was very excited about it, and I do think it has a great payoff. It does have fallout, so be careful, and this palette is probably not going to stay looking beautiful for very long. However, it's really, really nice to have a black shade in here because you can do so much with it. Okay, so I think what we'll do is we'll do two of these looks, one of the daytime looks and then one of the more dramatic looks. So I'm going to start off by the In a Minute eye look. So this top one right here. So taking a fluffy brush, I'm going into that vanilla color, which is the white at the very bottom, and I'm just going to put that all over the eyelid. So these are very powdery, so you will have a little bit of fallout. Dragging it into my inner corner a little bit too. It doesn't say to do that, but I feel like that's a nice touch. So interestingly, this showed up a lot more on my lid than it did in a swatch. Okay, apply Iced Cotton, which is that very pretty shell color from lash line to crease on upper lid. So I'm just packing this on and then sort of blending back and forth to try and avoid any fallout. This shade doesn't feel like it's gonna have a lot of fallout. It's definitely pressed a little bit harder than the others, or at least the vanilla one. I'm actually gonna zoom you guys in a tiny bit. Okay, it says now to use a liner brush and go in with Gilded Mauve and line the upper lash line. I love using eyeshadows as eyeliner. I just think it's such a soft look. And it gives you so much definition. Also, just for reference, I don't have a lot of other makeup on. I wasn't really sure about the fallout of these shadows, and I wanted to make sure that I had a really neutral base, so the shadows were more the focal point. That's a very soft daytime look. Now it says to apply some mascara. Of course, they suggest the Honest Beauty mascara, but I do not have that. I do need to do a review on that for you guys. Definitely let me know if there's other products from this relaunch that you want to see a review on. And to finish up the look, now it says to reline the upper lash line with Burnt Mocha. Okay, so that is the In a Minute eye look that they give you. It's something very soft, easy to do. I feel like this is sort of like an everyday eye look, and that's why they suggested it. Very, very natural. You just have a little bit of drama with the liner, but other than that, you just have a really pretty sheen to your eyelids. The only thing that I would add is I would probably put a little bit of that vanilla color up onto my brow bone, and again, as I did it, I put it in my inner corner. You could even take a little bit of whatever's left over and drag it right underneath your eye to give just a little bit more definition. I usually just do the outer third when it comes to lining my bottom lashes, and I use my finger to sort of drag it in. But yeah, so now let's do one of the more dramatic looks. I'm gonna go ahead and take this off. Okay, now for a slightly more dramatic look, we're gonna do the classic smoky eye, this top one here. So taking Strobe Champagne, which is that beautiful sort of gilded gold color. You can see how powdery this is on the brush, so I'm going to be super careful when applying this so it doesn't end up all over my face, and just press it down. Interestingly, it doesn't apply as smooth to your eyelid as its swatches. It's definitely a little bit of patchiness going on, but it is very pretty once it's on your lids. Definitely a very unique color, and I think this would look beautiful on deeper skin tones. It's like a slight orangey undertone to it. Okay, now it says to use Chromed Petal at the base of your lash line and blend up to the crease starting in the middle of your eye. I feel like I'm gonna need some concealer under my eyes. This look is very dark. It's definitely a good amount of fallout happening. Now it says to take our liner brush and go into Magnetic Ink, which is that black color at the bottom of the palette, to line the upper and lower lash line. I'm actually gonna take that brown shade, that transition color. Wow, that was very pigmented on this brush. I'm just gonna go into the crease a little bit. I feel like this look is missing a nice transition color. And then I'm using a light reflective concealer. I'm gonna go a little bit heavier than I usually do. Okay, and there you have a much deeper, smokier look. So now that we've done two looks from that palette, I feel like I have first impressions at least collected. First off, I do think that it's worth the money. I think it's hard to find a palette of 10 shades in the natural beauty world that's only $19.99. I feel like that's a great price, and certainly if you're just getting into green beauty, Honest Beauty would be a great place to start. I haven't tried a lot of their products. Like I said, let me know if there's another product that you guys want to review on, but I do think getting an eyeshadow kit like this is really nice. It's not only is it cute, but there's so much versatility with it. This isn't going to be the top of the line shadows. They're not not going to blend as easily as something else, but certainly if you're a beginner to makeup, then this is perfect. I don't think you need to worry about it. They're pretty soft shadows. There is fallout on the darker colors, so you need to be careful of that, and certainly with the strobed champagne color, there's a lot of fallout of glitter, so just be careful and press it on rather than blend back and forth. I think a lot of these shadows are absolutely gorgeous. The soft bronze is sort of the perfect staple for any eyeshadow palette, and the fact that there's a black in this is really exciting to me, and everything in between is very pretty. I'm actually very excited to have this in my collection. I think it's the perfect palette to do a grab and go look. There's a lot of versatility in it, as I've said over and over again, and I feel like you don't really need much more than this palette. I like the color scheme that they went with. It's a very pretty mauve-y bronze purple look. I think this will be beautiful for fall. It's sort of one of those things where there's a shade for every season. Personally, I think the pigment of these shadows are even better than, say, like the Lily Lolo palettes that I actually really enjoy, but I feel like the payoff of each shade is a lot stronger, and it's also a softer shadow. So if you've had trouble with Lily Lolo palettes and they've been difficult for you to work with, then I would definitely suggest this palette. The colors are very soft. They're not packed super hard in here, so it's really easy to get a lot of pigment and payoff when you enter your brush in here. That also means that they are a little bit more powdery, so this palette is definitely not going to stay clean for a long time. You're going to have to sort of keep it up, especially with the glitter shade. Mine is already starting to transfer onto the white part, the lid up here, but other than that, I think that they are really beautiful. Really happy to have this in my collection, and I would definitely recommend it. Alright guys, I hope you found that helpful if you have been curious about this eyeshadow palette like I was. If you have any questions, make sure to just leave me them in the comments down below, and I will do my best to answer them. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe for 2 videos a week, always featuring clean green beauty, and I will see you guys on Friday. Bye!